Greetings and salutations, everyone. It is the Bassmeister, and it is September 2nd, 2015, and I am about to embark on a journey which could take quite some time, and that is the journey of replacing the stock stereo system in my car. I have a GMC Jimmy, yes, that's what it's called, a GMC Jimmy, a year 2000 model. It's a great car in good condition, but just like everything else in this car, the stereo system is stock. And being a musical person that I am, it needs to be fixed. So, what we have now is we're going to run a little clip of what it is now, and then every time I make an upgrade, I'm going to do another one of these. And we're going to have one video that you'll be able to see at the end. That will be a progression of all the upgrades I've made until we get to the final product, which should be a complete replacement of all 6 speakers, the stereo head, and the addition of at least 1 subwoofer and external amplifiers. Should be fun. So, get ready. Here is the first stock bass test. Round 1. Alright, so that's sounding pretty decent even for just a stock system. Now, the upgrade is finally in place. It's now September 9th. It didn't actually take me that long to do the upgrade. I was able to do it all on the same day. So what we did is we went down to this audio store in town that's just a great place full of very knowledgeable people. I told them, hey, I'm looking for a new stereo system for my car. You know, I just need it to sound amazing. Don't really need much extra features, but, you know, some Bluetooth would be nice. But at least an aux port, at least USB would be really... Oh, CD. That was the other thing we needed. It had to have at least CD and an auxiliary port. And in less than 10 minutes, these guys had me hooked up with something pretty darn awesome that didn't cost nearly as much as I was expecting to spend. And when it was all said and done, $145 got me this new stereo head, plus the antenna adapter I was going to need, and the adapter to go from the plug the stereo uses to the stock plug already in my car, which made it so I didn't have to do any rewiring to my speakers. And now we're going to show you what it looks like. Get ready. Here it is. Bam! This is a Kenwood Excelon KDC-X599, and basically what it can do is you have a CD player in here, you have a color display that changes colors. In fact, it has like a variable scan, red, blue, orange, green, blue, all these different ones. Obviously it's got radio, it has the capability to add a Sirius XM tuner to it, but what I really like is this little thing over here. If we slide this little cover, we now have USB and an auxiliary port. And one thing I thought was really cool is they light up to whatever color scheme you have set up. I also have Bluetooth enabled, which has some kind of aptX codec enabled. Not exactly sure what that's for, but I know my little Android phone probably doesn't do aptX. In my initial tests, Bluetooth audio streaming and streaming audio through USB didn't sound very good. It was a little bit choppy in the higher frequencies. Couldn't really figure out what that's about. I have to do some research on that. But one thing the Bluetooth does do that I think is really cool is you can see this button over here has a phone on it. I can actually take calls and make calls with my phone over Bluetooth without having to touch the phone at all. Over Bluetooth, if you give it permission, it'll access your call history and phone book for you, and you can scroll through your numbers, you can scroll through your call history, hit the button to call, and it will wirelessly connect to your phone to make the call. It will route your call through the speakers, and it has this little thing right here. It's a little microphone that wires into the back of the head. And funny story about that, the day I got it, which was September 2nd, I went down and got it, and I thought, I can install it myself, no problem. How hard could it possibly be? Well, let me tell you, that was a 7-hour adventure full of pain. I don't know if you can see that. Come on, camera, work with me here. Can you see that? Yeah, see those scrapes? Yeah, full of pain, sweat, and frustration, but by golly, I got it to work. And here's what happened. So, as it turns out, getting the panels off is a nightmare. What you have to do is this big panel right here is basically the front face, and it stretches across the dashboard over here. That's one panel. Then there's also a panel down here. This thing right here also has to come out. And then you have to take the front plate. There's a plate behind here. You can see the aftermarket one. That was part of the extra ones. I had to put in a new plate because this is a 2-inch deck. And I have a little picture over here that you can see what it looks like when everything's taken out. It's quite invasive, actually. And then you had to plug in your new antenna adapter. I also found out that little adapter they gave me to go to my stock speakers, I had to solder that thing together myself because apparently not everything wires the same, and so different plugs have different wiring configurations. And so with the help of my dad, I had to solder 12 different wires together, making sure I got them right so I didn't blow anything up. True story, by the way, that has happened before to various people. Just ask your local audio store. They will tell you horror stories. So I had to get that together, and then that little microphone right here, that thing, wiring that was what caused the scrapes. I was trying to reach in here, and there was a thin edge of plastic, and yeah, not fun. But the end result is, you know, everything went in fine. Like I said, it took probably about 7 hours of work. I can now call with my phone completely wirelessly, CD, auxiliary, USB, Bluetooth. All of this sounds nice. Oh yeah, and I've got 22 watts instead of 14, so I can drive these speakers even louder, although I don't dare do that because these are stock speakers and they rattled even with the old system if I put in too much volume. So, all this sounds nice, but how does it really sound? Well, roll the clip, Steven. Pretty colors. Here we go. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I am dubbing Stage 1. We'll have another video up when I have completed Stage 2, which will be the complete replacement of all 6 speakers. All of those are stock. The back left one over here is dead. My dad and I both suspect there's a wiring problem there, because when running these in, we found out we've only got 4 speakers to hook up, but we have 6. How does that work? Apparently the door speakers are wired together. Not exactly sure how that's working, excuse me, but I wired in wires for left front, left right, and back front, or back left and back right, and all 6 speakers work, except for that one, of course, which has always been dead. I failed to mention that at the beginning. I have 1 dead speaker in the back door. So Stage 2 will be its own video. That one will probably be a lot shorter than this one because I'm not doing that myself. I'm sorry. I just don't trust myself to do wiring through the doors and my firewall. I'm just not going to do that. I probably could put the speakers in myself, but unless I'm mistaken, there's going to be some custom wiring involved, or rewiring rather, so I'm going to let the professionals take care of that. But this concludes Stage 1, and when Stage 2 happens, you'll see another video kind of like this. I'm excited for Stage 2. My bank account is not, so we're going to see how long it takes to get to Stage 2. In the meantime, I'm the Bassmeister. Have a good one.